What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a some comments that was made about Paul Pierce. Right? Paul Pierce says that he thinks that Giannis should be traded to Detroit. Right, since Giannis, it's been speculation, a lot of talk of going around that Giannis wants out of Milwaukee, right? And so before I play the Paul Pierce audio, I'm gonna just say that I don't think that this will work just because of Giannis, his style of play. I don't think it'll work. Giannis, I just don't think that Giannis fit the chemistry of what Detroit got going on right now. Not that he's not good enough, not that he's not, that he's too old or anything. Now, I just don't think that he fits that chemistry, of what Detroit has going on right now. That's number one. Number two, they're a younger team. Detroit is a younger team, up and coming. So I don't think that they really need Giannis right now. I don't think like they need Giannis. They have so much other talent on their team. They got Isaiah Stewart. What's the guy named Doran? He's a beast. Their chemistry is just right now is just so good, and they clicking on all cylinders. I just don't think that Giannis brings anything to the table like whatever they're missing. Like what they're missing, Giannis wouldn't bring that to the table. He wouldn't enhance what, and people might disagree. He wouldn't enhance what they already have going on, right? So I don't think that will work. I think that Detroit, what they need right now is they need just experience, right? Last year Detroit made it to the playoffs, and that was a learning experience for them. And so, however far Detroit goes this year, whether they get out of the East and make it all the way to the championship, then they'll be able to decide, like through the draft, what they need to bring in. If they think they need more offense, then they can bring in a veteran from another team, But I think they should play this out this season, see how far they can get with this group of guys before you start moving people out and messing with that chemistry. I wouldn't do that, not this year, not for Giannis. And I know that they say, well, that you only get one crack at getting Giannis because he's going to be gone. And it is what it is. Like I said, if they need somebody, there'll be other opportunities to get somebody else. But I wouldn't bring Giannis in. I would just let this year play out if I was Detroit. But with that being said, man, I'm going to find this audio between Kevin Garnett, Kevin Garnett, and what's the guy name? Oh, Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce when he's talking about this Giannis possibly going to Detroit. Let me see.
Move I would make right now.
I
think I would trade Giannis to Detroit somehow and pair him up with Cade. I mean, I think the window's open right now for Detroit. They can come out the East with that move.
You're blow. Do you know if you give up Giannis, you're gonna have to take half
No.
the whole team?
Duran?
And who else?
Tobias?
Who else?
And then you throw in Ivy?
Nah, they want that young
But they
boy.
young. You got two young core pieces.
Listen.
Duran is a 2010. He's gonna be an all-star this year.
Listen, you're blow.
And then you get Ivy potential, and then you get that contract with Tobias.
You forgot, twin over there, right?
And then you add Giannis with Cade.
Hey, Lord, are you listening? Hello?
Oh, you take one of the twins. Okay.
What?
What about Atlanta?
Right, trade no twin? You need two.
All right, so I'm with Kevin Garnett on that, right? That guy Doran, I definitely wouldn't move him, right? And so Tobias, like how much I like Tobias Harris. How much really, they other than that, Duran and Tobias, like Detroit really don't have anything really to give up. And I like Tobias there because he's a great scorer. And so sometimes, he could be a second scoring option instead of, going to Cade Cunningham, or Cade Cunningham could penetrate and dish the ball to Tobias. and Tobias can hit the open shot. Also, what do you got the other guy that came from Miami that can really shoot too? Yeah, I forgot his name. But yeah, that chemistry, man. In order for them to get Giannis over there to Detroit, they just would have to give up so much. And it wouldn't be worth it. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be worth it. So I'm with Kevin Garnett. I'm not making that move. They don't need, and I can see if they didn't have like the strong team that they have, then okay, we'll take a gamble on Giannis, right? But no, I'm keeping Dorn. I'm keeping Isaiah Stewart. You know, who else? What's the guy that came from Miami? I can't remember his name, but this guy's a outside shooter. I forgot his name. Anyway, he can knock. You know, they got this guy, the kid from Miami, knock down the 3-pointer. So their chemistry and their balance is just great right now, and they not blowing people out. They're winning close games, which means that they are comfortable with that type of situation. You know, and operating in those close games. They got a go-to guy that can get them a basket when they need it. And not just blowing people out, you know. And so then on the defensive end in close games, they feel confident that they can lock down. So play that out, you know, play that out throughout the season. Then when you get, why right now why would you fix something that's not really broken? You know, play the season out with all those guys that you have. Let those guys continue to gel together. Let those guys continue to get game experience and stuff like that, and just see what you got at the end of the season, man. But before you know, you having some success now, then you go ahead and you start making changes, and then you probably would be more likely to set yourselves back if you're Detroit with making changes too soon than you know, than you would be if you were if you were to just let this play out. You know, ain't no harm in really letting it play out. I think it's more to your advantage when you let this season play out. You say, all right, well, these were our weaknesses, and this is where we need to bring somebody else in to help the team out, and you play it like that. But right now, you don't know, you know, until you get under that pressure, that playoff pressure, where you need to improve at. You know, during the regular season, they look good during the regular season. But once you get in the playoffs, that's where you learn, you know, because you're going up against the best teams in the league in a 7-game series. And they're going to, you know, these games are the games that's going to test you. In a 7-game series, they're going to test you. Be like, okay, you know, they're going to make adjustments. They're going to double team K. They're going to do things to try to get the ball out of his hand. They're going to, you know, they're going to leave other people open and expose different weaknesses on the team. So that's when you say, all right, this guy didn't measure up. We can improve this way. We can improve that way. And that's when you do it, but not right now, man. When you know, you want to run, that's, you know, you don't do that right now. So, man, I just think that these guys need to, like I said, just let this thing develop. Don't bring in Giannis. You know, and then on top of that, I don't feel like Giannis for Detroit playing beside Cade Cunningham is a long-term solution. You know, how old is Giannis? I think Giannis is like is he 30 years old or late 20s? You know, late 20s. How much more time do Giannis have? You know, so long term, I don't think Giannis is a solution. I think long term, you want to let these guys develop just like they did in OKC, man. I think the way this team is constructed now, I think Detroit is going to dominate the East. I don't see Boston getting any stronger no time soon. I don't see New York really getting stronger no time soon. You know, you got these young guys together. They are basically going to be the OKC of the East. Detroit is. I think they're going to be the dominant team in the East. So right now, I wouldn't mess with that. I wouldn't bring in an old guy unless he was like you know, a six man or something like that. And you don't see Giannis being a six man. Somebody good for the locker room, somebody good off the bench to give you a spark or something like that. Giannis is a starter wherever he go at, right? So I wouldn't mess with that chemistry. So that's my take on it. Man, y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.